You know, trying to figure out disability benefits can feel like you're lost in a maze. And in Rhode Island, it turns out there are a few hidden rules that can make a huge difference in the support you receive. So let's try and map out this path together.
This one sentence, right here from our source material, it just gets right to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? We're not talking about minor details. These are actual hidden rules that can change your eligibility, and even the dollar amount that ends up in your bank account.
And that's a serious question, because in this system, what you don't know can absolutely cost you. So today, we're going to shine a light on some of those hidden rules so you can be a lot more prepared.
Okay, so to really understand the traps, we first have to get a handle on the program itself. Let's start with the foundation of Rhode Island's system, the Temporary Disability Insurance Program, or as it's known, TDI.
So here's the crucial thing to remember. TDI is for when you get sick or injured outside of work. That's the key difference. Think of it as a state-mandated safety net that gives you weekly cash payments to help cover your bills while you recover.
On the surface, qualifying looks pretty straightforward, right? You're unable to work, you've been out for at least a week straight, and you've earned enough money. But that last part, the whole earned enough wages bit, that's calculated using something called a base period. And trust me, that's where the maze really begins.
And that brings us right to the hidden traps. Let's start digging into the common misunderstandings that can cause people to lose out on benefits they should be getting.
Seriously, if there is one thing you pay close attention to, it's this. Miscalculating your base period isn't just some small error. It's often the very reason an entire claim gets denied. It is by far the most common and the most expensive mistake people make.
Now, this is where it gets kind of tricky. See, the state has two different ways to calculate your earnings. First, they'll check what's called the regular base period. But if you don't qualify using that method, there's a backup, the alternate base period, which, you guessed it, has its own set of specific rules. This complexity is exactly what trips so many people up. And it's important to note, there's a hard limit to this support. You can only get TDI benefits for a maximum of 30 weeks in a single benefit year. That's the absolute ceiling for this particular program. But the base period isn't the only trap. For example, if you go back to work midweek, that's going to shrink your check for that week. All the payments are electronic, so a simple debit card issue can feel like a missed payment. And here's a big one. Don't mix up TDI with TCI, which is temporary caregiver insurance. TDI isn't taxable, but TCI is. These little details can have a really big impact.
Right, so TDI doesn't exist in a vacuum. The next layer of this maze is figuring out how Rhode Island state benefits interact, or maybe collide is a better word, with other systems like workers' comp and federal Social Security.
This is a hard and fast rule. You absolutely cannot double dip. If you're getting workers' comp for a work-related injury, you can't also get TDI for that same time period. Same thing goes for unemployment. I mean, it makes sense. You have to be able to work to get unemployment and unable to work to get TDI. You have to pick one.
But the biggest interaction, the one with the most serious financial implications, is how these state benefits play with federal Social Security disability, or SSDI.
Okay, here's a number that can have a huge impact on your total income. 80%. Your total public disability benefits, so think SSDI plus workers' comp, generally cannot be more than 80% of what you were earning before you became disabled. If they go over that, Social Security will most likely reduce your federal payment to get you back under that cap. It's called an offset, and believe me, it can be a major financial surprise if you aren't prepared for it.
Okay, we've navigated the maze. We've uncovered some of the traps. So what are the crucial points you absolutely need to walk away with? Let's boil this all down into a clear, actionable summary.
This table really pulls it all together. A simple mistake with the base period can lead to a complete denial. Ignoring those benefit offsets can mean a lot less money in your pocket. And as that last row shows, timing is everything. From partial weeks cutting your checks down to one final critical deadline.
Please remember this. From the very first day you miss work because of your disability, a clock starts ticking. You have a 90-day window to file your claim. And if you miss that deadline, it just doesn't matter how eligible you are. The rules are super strict. You can lose your benefits forever.
Whew, we have covered a lot of ground, from base periods to benefit offsets to those scary filing deadlines. So the real question is, after hearing all this, which one of these hidden rules stands out the most to you? Because knowing these details isn't just about understanding the system, it's about making sure you can navigate it when you really need it most.